Alright, so I am going to harvest some lemongrass and make some lemongrass tea. This is the first time I'm doing this, so we'll see if it works. I'm going to harvest a little bit of the lemongrass plant that I have behind me, right there. And we're going to see if it continues to grow after I harvest a little bit, and then if it does, I'm going to harvest more of it so that we have plenty of leaves to make tea throughout the winter. Some of my family members are getting sick right now, and lemongrass has a bunch of antioxidants and is good for your health, so I'm going to make tea with the leaves. So let's try and harvest some of this. Alright, so there are the stalks right there. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm just going to prune right up about here. I'm going to take a handful of that right there. And we're going to just take a scissors and I'm going to just cut from right there. Okay, so here we go. I'm just taking a clump of these. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to cut right here. And you can see that these are the leaves that I got from that. Okay? So that's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to, and this is what's left of, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like a citrusy, lemony, citronella type smell that I'm smelling right now from these leaves, especially from these stalks here. This smells so good. Oh, all right, now I'm going to take these inside. We're going to cut them up and we're going to make the tea out of it. All right, so this is just to show you some of the nice long green stalks that we have of the lemongrass. One thing I'm going to try and do is cut off, see, like the brown edges right here. I don't like the brown ones, so I'm going to kind of take some of those out that are brown, and I only want to use the healthy green ones. So some of the leaves that I have here are brown, and then they go to green. So all I do is I take the scissors and I cut off the brown part so that I keep the healthy part of the leaf. Here's another one that's brown on the top. Just cut that off. And now I'm keeping the healthy ones right here. Okay, so now I have my healthy leaves right here, and you can see the discarded kind of brownish ones right there that I took out. I cut off and I took out. So now what I like to do is these are all kind of long and they're not the same length, so I'll just cut them to make it look like they're about the same length. So now this looks like it's all about the same length. And then we're going to go boil some water. Okay, so now all I'm doing is I'm putting water from the Brita machine into my pot. And we're going to start boiling the water now. One thing I want to show you is that I separated those lemongrass leaves into just little groups. And the reason I do that is because you don't need a lot of lemongrass leaves to make tea. You need maybe 5 to 7 leaves. So I just separated these, and then this will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups of tea over the next few days or next couple days. As the water is starting to get to a boil, or you're warming the water up, you want to get it to a boil. You want to take your lemongrass leaves, and you're just going to have a place to steep them in. So I'm going to cut these in half, just like that. So now I have quite a few leaves that I'm going to use to put into just a big insulated cup here. And I'm gonna just put the leaves inside there, and that's what it's going to look like. And that's gonna be our place when the water starts boiling. We're gonna steep the lemongrass for 5 minutes in here. So here you can see the lemongrass that's in there, but you want to make sure that you wash the lemongrass as well before you steep it. So all I do, kind of rinse it off a little bit, strain it. There we go. And now we washed our lemongrass and it's ready to get steeped. Alright, so now the water's boiling. So all we're going to do, remember the washed lemongrass is now in our container that we're going to steep it in. All we're going to do, take this on, just going to pour the water inside. And there we go. I'm just going to put a lid on top of this right here with a little bit of a vent right there. And then we're going to let it steep for 5 minutes. While that's steeping, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Ziploc and I'm going to put the rest of these beautiful lemongrass leaves into the Ziploc so that we can save it for a later time. I'm just going to cut these to make them all fit into and remember, you only need 5 to 7 leaves to make a nice cup of lemongrass tea. And there's so many benefits that this nice plant gives us when it comes to making tea with it. You can also use it for soups. I've heard you can use it, I've read that you can use it to repel mosquitoes because it has that citronella part of it. So it's just a really nice plant to have for your backyard. There we go. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. It's actually been about 6 minutes right now. And I am going to pour some tea into the mugs I have here. What I also like to do is I like to get a strainer just in case any residual, anything residual happen to fall off of the leaves, and I don't want to be drinking that in the tea. So I just, let me open it. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. It's such an amazing aromatic tea just from leaves. All I'm going to do is pour it in. Oh, it smells like lemon. It smells so refreshing. I can't wait to have a drink of this. And I'll put one in here. See, when you put the strainer there, you can actually pour it into these big mugs, and the leaves will just get caught right there. Oh, this is going to be a great treat, especially for anybody who has a little bit of a cold coming on. This is so beneficial, especially when it becomes the colder months in the winter time. And that's what's left of our tea. Those were the leaves that were steeped right there. And this is what my strainer caught. And there you go. Amazing lemon scented smelling tea that's good for your health. All right, let's have a taste of this. Cheers. Oh, wow, that is good. Thank you, plant, and thank you, nature.